Stay Tuned Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of a drunken degenerate watching the National Football League.
And welcome everybody to the Hold on. Well, that was a hit the wrong button situation. I was trying to change the possession arrow. Anyway, because the Broncos are going to get the ball here first in the first half in the game here against the Green Bay Packers. Thank you, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us on Stay Tuned Sports. Welcome to Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King, and we are getting ready to watch the Green Bay Packers take on the Denver Broncos here on a beautiful, apparently 60-degree day there in the Mile High City in Denver, Colorado. Denver wearing their navy blue helmets, orange jersey, and white pants. The Packers wearing their winter whiteout jerseys, the white helmets, white jerseys, and white pants. First play for the Denver Broncos, and that's going to be a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. Crafty wants to know if I'm actually live or if this is another intro. This is an intro to the intro of the intro of an intro. Crafty says, for fuck's sake, enough with the intros. Never. I'm going to give you get intros all day, every day. Like I said, one day I'm going to give you just nothing but intros. 3rd and 1 now coming up for the Broncos after R.J. Harvey in that run. Stop hating on my intros. Stop hating on my intros. Allow me to be creative here. 3rd and 1, and the Broncos are going to take a timeout already. And they have. Oh, my God. The Broncos with 13:41 remaining in the first quarter take a timeout. Interesting. And it's been an interesting day already as the Kansas City Chiefs have been officially eliminated from playoff contention. They have lost, and I know some of the other things that happened. The Bills needed to win, and I think there was somebody else needed to win, and they did. So because of that, it's over. It is over for the Kansas City Chiefs. They are out. They are eliminated. Third down and 1, and that's going to be a first down. Bo Nix on the keeper. Not a tush push. That was a regular-ass quarterback sneak. First down for the Broncos. And I understand people are probably saying, King, why are you watching this game when there's 2 other rather large YouTubers who will clearly, obviously, be covering this game? Because it's honestly, I think, the best game of the 4 o'clock window. I mean, Lions-Rams could have been good, but I think this one could be good. So Broncos, Bo Nix throws over the middle. That is going to be caught near the 47-yard line. And it is indeed a gain to the 47. 5-yard gain, 2nd and 5 coming up here for the Broncos. Crafty says that all 3 teams currently in the wild card spots won today. The Chiefs needed to win and have at least one of those teams lose. And because even if the Chiefs won and all those teams won, the Chiefs would still technically, by the skin of their teeth, be in the playoff picture. But the fact that they did lose and then that all those 3 teams did win. Cortland Sutton with the reception is going to be a yard short. 3rd and 1 again. Another 3rd and 1 coming up for the Broncos. Why not just have Nix carry it again? That's what I would say. Let Nix carry it again. I can't. It's one of those things. It's like when the Patriots first missed the playoffs during their dynasty. It's like when something like that happens. It's like the Chiefs. I think were fairly, at least in this kind of first run of theirs, were more impressive than the Patriots. But what a hell of a run there for the Chiefs. And I listen. I don't think the dynasty's over. Fumble! He got the first down, but there was a fumble. Fumble, first down. Packers get the turnover. Oh no! Disaster class for the Broncos. And it is 1st and 10 for the Packers. Harvey fumbles. That is a clear-ass fumble, too. Crafty letting us know the Lions have shanked a field goal on their opening drive against the Rams. As I'm seeing that now live on the, well, not quite live, but on the stream I have of Red Zone here, Lions lining up for the field goal. ELS says, yes! Come on, defense! As his Packers have stripped the ball and gotten it at midfield. Crafty says the Lions and the Broncos, they were off to pretty promising opening drives, and then they effed up their promising opening drives. Phillip Rivers' first drive for the Colts is going to end up in a 4th and 10 punt, apparently. Oh, and he got drilled. Welcome back, Phillip Rivers, says the Seattle Seahawks defense. '49ers and Christian McCaffrey moving the ball against the Tennessee Titans. That game happening 60 miles outside of San Francisco in Santa Clara at Levi Stadium. Jaguars, Texans, and Bills all won, and the Chiefs lost. That is why they are currently sitting outside of the playoff picture. For the first time in 10 years, 10 years we've had the Chiefs in the playoffs. They are out, though. That is honestly the news of the day. Chiefs eliminated. This will be a playoff without the Chiefs. So here we go. 1st and 10 for the Packers. Packers throw. Christian Watson with the reception, and that's going to be good for 5 yards. 2nd and 5 upcoming from the Denver 47 for Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Crafty says, has nobody clinched a playoff spot yet? I don't believe so. I can check for you real quick here. Josh Jacobs is going to be close to a first down. Are they going to give it to him? No. 3rd and 1 is going to be the spot there. Nobody has officially clinched a spot yet, from what I'm seeing here. 3rd and 1, and they're not going to get it. They are not going to get it. Get right back to the line of scrimmage if they're lucky. So yet, no official spots have been clinched yet. Packers going to go for it here. 4th and 1 from the Denver 43. They got to get it. I think just the collapse of the Chiefs is the big news. Everything. Mahomes' injury, but he limped off. Like he was walking off and he limped off. So it's going to be a bad injury, but he should. We'll see how bad it actually is. Love, he's going to pull it down and run, and he's going to get the first down. They're going to mark him right at the first down marker. First down for the Packers. As Jordan Love carries it, I think the spot was honestly a little poor on the official's part. I think he was at least a half a yard beyond the first down marker. Either way, 1st and 10 for the Packers. From the 42. Oh, we've got a flag. That is way offsides there on the Packers jumping. And we got a first flag of the game. Ball start, moving back. 1st and 15 for the Packers, now back at the 47. ELS excited for his quarterback. Said, nice run, J. Love. That kind of rhymes a little bit. First and 15 for the Packers. That's going to be a gain of a yard there. Reed out of the backfield. Crafty saying the Rams, they have a turnover, and now the Lions have the ball. 1st and 10 on the Rams' 17-yard line. Oh, no. 49ers, 2nd and goal, pass incomplete out of the back of the end zone. Looking at 3rd and goal now. 2nd and 14 for the Packers. Love, back, looks, throws. He's got Reed open. He dives for the first down. Are they going to give it to him? No, they say he's out about half a yard short, so 3rd and about half a yard down at the Denver 33-yard line. Stafford picked by, oh, look at that. They were in Lions territory, and Hutchinson, look at him. Look at that go. But he's a big-ass lineman. You know what I mean? He's big, he's fast, but he's not meant to run the ball like that. But Hutchinson, pick and a big run back, as I see right now on the Red Zone channel, as he pulls off the, oh no! Josh Jacobs gets the carry, but he is tackled well behind the line of scrimmage. 4th and 3 coming up here for the Packers from the Denver 35. You figure they will go for the field goal to try to get some points on the board here in Denver. Wow, Hutchinson. How you could not have Hutchinson as your comeback player of the year, I don't know. Hutchinson's got to be your comeback player of the year. That man's leg turned into a Stretch Armstrong doll. Oh, we've got an injured Packer on the field. Josh Weil is the injured Packer on the field. ELS says, take the points. Take the points. Take the points. And Amon-Ra St. Brown with a touchdown, and the Lions have taken an early 6-0 lead over the Rams early. It's like 6 minutes left in the first quarter. But Amon-Ra St. Brown, after the turnover by Stafford, the interception and big return there from Aiden Hutchinson, Lions score right into the end zone. 7-0 as the extra point is up and good. 7-0 Lions over the Rams. ELS says, Weil has done nothing except get injured. So, I mean, it's okay he gets injured then, right? ELS, is that what you're saying? Oh, this player hasn't done anything. Injure him. Get him out of there. Listen, not everybody can be Tucker Kraft. You know what I mean? Crafty says, always take the points in an ugly, low-scoring defensive game. We don't know if that's what we have yet. Still too early. Still too early to tell. It's maybe trending in that direction, but it's still too early to tell if that's exactly what we have going on here. By the way, the 49ers did get that touchdown against the Titans, 7-0 they have there. Colts and Seahawks, 0-0. Indianapolis has the ball back, 2nd and 2 from their own 43-yard line. Panthers and Saints sitting at 0-0, but the Panthers are driving. They are 3rd and 4 on the New Orleans 17-yard line. The Colts trying to move this ball here, as they have a 1st and 10. Now it's a 2nd down and 10. Or so, I'm sorry, that's not 2nd down and 10. That's 2nd and, what do they got? They gained some yardage on that. 2nd and 2 is what they have. So McManus is on the field trying to give the Packers a 3-0 lead here. Let's see if he's able to pull it off or not. McManus for a 53-yard field goal attempt. Snap, hold. The kick is up, and McManus slips it in. And that's going to be good, and the Packers take a 3-0 lead against the Denver Broncos. 7:02 remaining in the first quarter. Colts, they got a 1st down and 10 as they are now at the Seattle Seahawks 40-yard line. So Colts are moving the ball. ELS says, I hope Weil is okay. I just hope he's okay and then actually starts performing and starts contributing to this team. If all he's going to do is get injured, keep his ass off the field, says ELS. Kenneth in the chat. Great to see you, Kenneth. Says, hey, my friend, how are you doing today? I'm doing well. I'm glad you're doing good today, Kenneth. The Giants got, another loss, 2-12 as we sit there now, but c'est la vie, baby. C'est la vie. That is New York Giants football as we're all used to it. ELS says, good start, good points. Let's keep it up and keep going. Packers defense. Crafty says the Colts are moving. Yes, they are, yo. Oh, Lloyd in the chat. Great to see you, Lloyd. Thank you so much for joining us. Oh, I didn't turn live chat. I got top chat on still, so I didn't see. Is Jimbo in the chat here with us? Is it not showing me? It's not showing. It's not showing one of the guys who started this channel with me. Amazing. Jimbo says, "How bad was the Holmes injury? It looked bad, but then he limped off the field, so he walked off. So interesting. It's one of those things where it looked bad, but it was okay." Jimbo, yeah, he was a ghost for a while. I forgot to put the top chat off and put live chat on. Whoopsie. Jimbo says, let's go. Anybody but the Packers. Jimbo's still salty about that. Carolina, the Panthers, they got a touchdown in New Orleans, and they're going to take an early 7-0 lead in that game. Broncos on 2nd and 8. They're going to get about another 2 or 3 yards. You got about 3, so 3rd and 5. 6:14, 6:13, 6:12 remaining here in the first quarter. Crafty says Jimbo isn't considered the top chatter on his own channel. That's what I mean. It said that's disgustingly disrespectful to Jimbo. How did you not have Jimbo as a top chatter on the channel that he helped create with me? Bidet, he can't wash off the shit for looking for a first down. That was a stretch. The guy's name's Bidet, though, so what do you want me to do? So it's going to be 4th and 4 is the official mark, and the Broncos are going to have to punt, so the Packers defense holds the Broncos yet again. 1st and 10 for the Colts at the 29-yard line. Mahomes going to undergo an MRI on his knee. Denver is going to down the ball at the 6-yard line. Colts are trying to Colts. I'm sorry, the Packers look like the Colts in this game because of the all-white. There's a flag down. There's a Bronco down. Geez, there's a lot going on here. We got flags. We've got perhaps illegal touching. We've got... What do we got, Mr. Official? Let us know here. Unnecessary roughness on the Packers. They're going to call half the distance to the goal, and that is where they will get 1st down and 10. He took an extra little swipe at the punter. First and goal for the Titans, and that's going to be a big sack on Cam Ward. Colts look like they're going to settle for a field goal here, as it is 4th and 5 or so, and it looks like they will. They kick it. It is up and good. Colts have an early 3-0 lead over the Seahawks. So the Colts lead 3-0. 49ers lead 7-0, but the Titans, they are now facing a 2nd and goal. Ward is going to hand this ball off, and that's going to be down to the 8-yard line, maybe 7. So 3rd and goal coming up here for the Titans. Panthers, 7. Saints, nothing in their game, and the Lions still have a 7-0 lead on the Rams. Rams facing a 4th and 4 from the Detroit 45-yard line. So that's all the 4 p.m. games here. Shady in the chat saying, let's go cheeseheads. Who doesn't like getting a little bit ahead? Even if it's cheesy. Like Al Snow used to ask, what does everybody want? And if you know an Al Snow reference, you probably need a prostate exam. Crafty says the Rams are currently in Panthers game form that they had before. Whoopsie. Yeah, that's not great. Colts take the lead, says Crafty, as he's a little confuzzled by the Colts actually having an early lead and moving the ball on a fairly good drive with Phillip Rivers. That was his 2nd drive since coming back. ELS, give me the stats for old Brady Cook on his first career start there with the New York Jets. Brady Cook, an undrafted rookie free agent with the Jets. He started today for the Jets, and the Jets lost 48-20. So the Jets put 20 on the board. It's not bad. Give them credit. They did score points. So after the penalty, because the ball was touched down at the 6, it puts the ball back at the own 3-yard line for the Packers. So 97 yards to glory for the Green Bay Packers. Can They run the field here. Love under center. Man in motion, Christian Watson. Hand off for no gain, maybe a yard is what he'll get. 2nd down and 9 coming up here for the Packers. They're going to see 8. All right, they're giving them 2 yards. 2nd down and 8 for the Packers from their own 5-yard line upcoming. Rams, 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line of the Lions. They're going to get a yard or so as we switch back over here to the Green Bay Packers and the Denver Broncos. 2nd and 8, 4:20. Smoking if you got it. Left in the first quarter. Watson again in motion. Love again under center. Love steps back. He's going to look to throw the ball. He does. Throws. Wide open. Caught. And down at the 30 finally after he rolls his way to the 30-yard line. Is that Musgrave? Was almost overthrown, almost a Bover throw, which people in Denver are used to seeing, but instead, 1st down from the 31 is where they will officially mark him down. Hey, the Saints got a 1st down, and they're at midfield against the Panthers in their game. So from the 31, Love under center. Packers have a lot of room here now. Play action. Blitz is picked up. Love throws. Romeo Doubs gets the catch. And the Packers are just moving the ball now. They are in Denver territory at the 43-yard line. 1st and 10. Green Bay Packers. Crafty saying that the Lions defense is playing tight in their game with the Los Angeles Rams. Rams do have 1st and goal right now, though, from the 3-yard line. And that was on apparently a 4th and 8. It was a 4th and 8 play here, as I'm seeing it on Red Zone coming in a little bit later. Hand off here for the Packers. That's going to be a 6-yard gain. Chris Brooks with the carry. ELS letting me know here that an interesting fact is that the Packers, while wearing their terrible whiteout jerseys, which I don't like, and a lot of people I think don't like, they're undefeated. So there you go. 2nd and 3 from the 36. Love, play action, getting rushed out of the pocket, throws. He completes it. We got flags down everywhere, though. Fitzpatrick, the tight end. But we'll see what the flag. Surtain is hurt. We'll see what the flag is. Irish says he needs a puka. Lined up in the neutral zone, offsides for the Broncos. That penalty is declined. 1st down, Packers. And Surtain is down and getting looked at here. Big loss for the Broncos if it happens. Surtain went low to flip on Fitzpatrick, and in doing so hurt himself as he got a knee to the side of the head when he tried to low bridge Fitzpatrick and flipped him over. So that's why you got to be careful on those plays. Oh, by the way, yeah, ELS did put the stats in there. Brady Cook in his first start as an undrafted rookie in the NFL for the New York Metropolitans, 22 of 33, a $176 passing, 39 rushing yards. He got a touchdown and 3 interceptions. So not great by any stretch of the imagination. I guess, you could say for Jets it's not bad. Rams looking at a 1st and goal here from the 4-yard line. Stafford goes under center. That's going to be a handoff and a walk-in touchdown for Williams. Touchdown Rams. They're an extra point away from tying the game. 50 says that the Rams, the Lions lose a timeout as Dan Campbell challenged something, but it wasn't a challengeable play. What did he challenge? Again, I'm not seeing all that because all I can see is the red zone, so I don't know what was the challengeable or unchallengeable play that he was trying to challenge. Snowman Multimedia says Snowman Raid. Thank you so much, Snowman. Thank you so much for joining us here and giving us a raid on here. I love all you guys, everybody there that would help out and do everything for us. Thank you for the raid. I have no idea anything else like that. But again, thank you so much for joining us. Leave us a like, share us, let us know that people know that we exist. And, of course, if this is you're here for the first time, obviously it is. Hit that subscribe button as we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers, and it helps us out. Snowman Multimedia in the chat saying he's giving us a raid. I enjoy that. Thank you so much to you and all of your followers and all of your people there at Snowman Multimedia. Go give him a follow as well, everybody in the chat. Thank you so much for joining us here at Snowman. Throwing on 1st and 10. Matthew Golden, the rookie, he's going to come down with that. Caught 1st down and 10, down at the 12-yard line for the Broncos are the Packers as they are moving the ball. This, again, drive started on their own 3-yard line. It was 97 yards to glory, and the Packers now looking like they might be able to actually get the 97 yards to glory. Who knew that an alcoholic beverage helps loosen up the sinuses? Jordan Love throws on 1st and 10 down inside the 5-yard line is Romeo Doubs, but we do have a flag down. What do we got here? Ineligible player downfield on the Packers. So that's going to move them back 5 yards, 1st and 15. So take that gain away, and it makes it 1st and 15 now. First and 15. Love steps back. He's looking to throw. He's going to pull it down and then just run it himself. Gets a couple yards. 2nd and 11. 4-yard gain. Down at the 13-yard line. They're talking about how Josh Jacobs didn't really practice at all this week. He's on a pitch count, as they've been saying, and trying to keep him as healthy as they can. But on 2nd and 12, the clock will end. By the way, Patrick Surtain listed as having a concussion, so he is probably out for the rest of this game. End of the first quarter. We are reaching the second quarter here in Denver. The Broncos trailing the Packers 3-0, with the Packers facing a 2nd and 11 on the Broncos' 13-yard line. Thank you much. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King, as we are here watching Week 15 of the NFL. We watched earlier the Giants almost pull off a comeback against the Redskins, but of course they're the Giants, so they gianted. That's going to happen. But now we're watching here the Packers and the Broncos, and then, of course, after this Sunday Night Football, the Vikings and the Cowboys. Make sure you stick around for that. If you want to help us out at all, as we had Snowman Multimedia in here before, you can go ahead and give us a like, give us a share, give us a subscribe. All of those will help us out. Liking us, I think, helps us with the algorithm. Nobody knows what YouTube. The sharing, letting other people know that we exist certainly does help. And, of course, if you're here and have not subscribed yet, please hit that subscribe button as you're on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized on this great and wonderful platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out in a little bit more direct fashion, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the top of the chat. You can go click on any one of those and help us out. Any donation will be, of course, appreciated. If you want to get your name on a ticker like Pecan has, you got to go ahead and donate more than $110, as he's the leader in the clubhouse with $110 donated. So you got to do a little bit more than that if you want on the ticker as I punch the boom mic. But yes, we have that there. If you want to do that. And, of course, the merch store, we have a whole wide array of merchandise available for you if you want to purchase. We have a brand new Notre Dame Burn It All Down shirt. We have our Jets Just End the Season shirt. Of course, we have our favorite, everybody's favorite, our Fuck the Refs shirts and hoodies. T-shirts and hoodies both available. Comes pre-pixelated, so you won't offend anybody out there with your stuff like that that people might not like or be worried about there. But there you go. Fuck the Ref hoodie and shirts available there in our merch store. bit.ly/stay tuned merch. bit.ly/stay tuned merch. Or just click on the link in the top of the chat or in the description below. I did not watch the first bowl game of the season because I watched Army-Navy. The Celebration Bowl is not a real bowl. Most of these bowls aren't real bowls, let's be honest. And when it comes down to it, that Saturday should be only for Army-Navy anyway. So, McCaffrey, he goes in for a touchdown for the San Francisco 49ers. Second and 11, thrown to Christian Watson. He's going to get it down to the 8-yard line. Third down and 6 from the Denver 8-yard line. Niners up over the Titans 14-3. Colts and Seahawks tied at 3. Panthers with a 7-0 lead over the Saints. Lions and Rams all tied up at 7. And in this game, of course, as you see, 3-0. Packers over Broncos. Third down and 6. Packers looking to get this in here. Bunch formation to the right of Jordan Love. He's going to throw that way. He was looking for Dobbs. Knocked away at the last second. Incomplete. 4th and 6. And the Packers are going to have to settle for 3 yet again. ELS says the Packers look good so far. They do, but could not finish off the drive with a touchdown. It looks like they're going to settle for 3 yet again. And here comes McManus, looking to put another 3 up on the board for the Go Pack Go. Snap, hold, kick is up right down the middle, and McManus slides it right through the back door. And the Packers get themselves a 6-0 lead over the Denver Broncos. They almost went 97 yards to glory, but came up they went 89 yards. And missed that last little 8-yard that they needed to get the 7. So instead, they do get 6-0. McManus and the Packers lead over the Broncos in Denver. ELS says, go Pack, go, field goal. Take the points when you can. And I agree with that philosophy as well. 3rd and 4 for the Colts. And they're going to call a reception and a first down. Tyler Warren with the reception. Going to review that? I don't know. ELS says, come on, defense. Keep it going. Get another stop against these Denver Broncos. And we're going to see if that happens. Update on some of these other games here that we just went through, and they're all basically the same. I think they're reviewing that Colts one, so for now, I think they're going to list it as a 4th and 4, but we'll see what the review says. Panthers still with a 7-0 lead over the Saints. They're facing a 4th and 13 from Carolina's 39-yard line. And they're going to punt it. It was from their own 39-yard line. Sorry about that. Punts that away. And that punt's going to go out inside the 5-yard line. So great punt there from the Panthers kicker. And it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Saints from the 6-yard line. Colts had to punt on a 4th and 4, so I guess that did not stand. So the Seahawks have the ball now at their own 16-yard line with a 1st and 10. Lions facing a 2nd and 7. They are in the red zone. As the Packers getting ready to kick the ball off here to the Broncos. And the kick is away. 4:11 remaining. Kick is returned from the 4 to the 15 to the 20 to the 25 down to the 29 for the Broncos, and that is where they will start. So 1st and 10 for the Broncos. They actually mark him down at the 30, which that's a generous fucking spot on that. He was down, I think, maybe at the 28. I thought the 29 was being generous. Bo Nix, we've got a flag down. This is probably going to be holding against the Broncos. It's in that spot of holding. And indeed it is. So 1st and 20 for the Broncos upcoming. All the way back at the 20-yard line. Colts and Seahawks still tied at 3. Looking at the updates here on the Red Zone channel. Which again is a little behind, but what are you going to do? What are you going to do? A lot like Taylor Swift during her 1989 days. It's a little behind. 1st and goal for the Lions. Thrown incomplete. Looking for Amon-Ra St. Brown. In this game, however, 1st and 20, Bo Nix is in shotgun. He takes the snap. Quick throw. It's going to be complete up to the 27-yard line. And now they're going to throw a flag. Why? They dropped him when the whistles blew. That's silly. Why would you call that a penalty? They're going to say unnecessary roughness on the Packers. I think that, why? The whistle blew, they dropped him. They were carrying him. You blew the whistle, so they dropped him. I think that's dumb. That's a bad penalty call by the refs. Franklin got the reception. They blew the whistle, and then they dropped him. I don't know. I think it's a bad call, personally, in my view. Jimbo says he spiked him on his head. I don't think he spiked him. The whistle blew, they dropped him. He just happened to drop to where he dropped. Jimbo hates the Packers, I forgot. Toss back here. Harvey's going to step out of bounds. Only get a couple of yards there. It's going to be 2nd and 6. 4-yard gain. After the penalty. The ball's all the way up at the 48-yard line now after that penalty. Colts defense putting in some work there against the Seahawks. Lions are going to have to settle for a field goal here. Jake Bates on the field on a 4th and goal. As they're going to look to take the points here. Bo Nix hands off to Harvey. Harvey's going to get 1.5 yards, maybe 2. Jake Bate kicks the ball, and it's through, so it's a 10-7 lead there for the Lions in Los Angeles. 3rd and 5 upcoming for the Broncos. Jimbo in the chat says, that's the dirty Packers for you. Says an Eagles fan. Relax, Jimbo. Relax yourself. Bo Nix in shotgun on this 3rd and 5. Got Mims in the backfield with him. Takes the snap, looks, throws. That's going to be caught for a first down just over the first down marker. Cortland Sutton gets the reception. Moves the chains. First down, Broncos. And we've got flags again. This looks like it's going to be early movement on the Broncos. It is a little bit of a hand jiving. So move it back. 7 flags now. On that, moves him back 5 yards. 1st and 15. Man in motion, handoff to Mims on the run. That's going to be good for 2nd and 7. 8-yard gain for the Broncos. They're on the 42-yard line now of the Packers, facing a 2nd and 7. Man in motion. Nix looking, throws, incomplete. Evan Ingram was the intended receiver. It was like engaged in a block, so I'm not sure. No, because he's in the line. Hey, look at the Titans. They get a touchdown against the San Francisco 49ers, and they're an extra point away from making it a 14-10 game there in Santa Clara. So 3rd and 7 for the Broncos, throwing over the middle. Caught! Down by little Jordan Humphrey. Was on the Giants earlier this year and then picked up off the practice squad by the Broncos. So little Jordan Humphrey gets it all the way up to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10, 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Broncos as they are moving the ball on this drive. First and 10. Bo Nix rolls out to his right. Can't find anybody open. Gets a yard gain. 2nd and 9 upcoming. Rams have the ball, by the way. 1st and 10 on a Detroit 14. They are in the red zone. Second and 9 for Bo Nix. Takes the snap. That's going to be a handoff to Harvey. Harvey gets it up to about the 20-yard line. 3rd and 3 upcoming. 8:50 and counting remaining. The Broncos, they break the huddle on 3rd and 3. Bo Nix back. He's looking to throw. He does. He completes the throw, and that's going to be a touchdown. Denver Broncos. Michael Bandy, some weird-looking white cat, gets the touchdown. And we have a tie game, 6-6. This is why getting field goals, getting the points when you can is good. But you really would like to get some touchdowns because this game right now could be 10-6 or about to be 10-7. Could be 14. But instead, when you settle for field goals, things like this happen. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. And it is now 7-6. The Broncos lead against the Green Bay Packers. Oh, we got a flag down. We've got a flag. What's the flag here? Personal foul on the Packers. Penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. Oh, no. Jimbo says, let's go, as he's rooting for the Broncos over the Packers. As it would help, I guess, with the Eagles with seeding anyway. Plus, Jimbo holds a grudge against the Packers for trying to get the tush push banned, which will happen this offseason, clearly. Colts looking to move the ball here against the Seahawks. It looks like the Seahawks just had a penalty. I don't see exactly where they are. But the Rams, they're facing a 3rd and goal against the Lions here. They're at the 1-yard line, 3rd and goal. Stafford under center. He's going to look. He's going to look. He's going to look. He throws. No, incomplete. Incomplete. Rams are trying to say the same thing that the Baltimore Ravens were saying the other week, but no, it is an incomplete pass. Third and 10 for the Colts on the 41-yard line of the Seahawks. Phillip Rivers, he's in shotgun. Throws, catch is going to be about a yard short of the Colts. There's a flag in that game too. In the Rams, they're going to say some kind of penalty just gave the Rams a 1st and goal. I don't know what exactly happened. Stafford looks, throws, incomplete, and that's another flag down. And they're going to call pass interference in the end zone on that one, so it's just another 1st and 10. I don't know what the original penalty was to make it 1st and 10 after the 3rd and goal. Or 1st and goal after the 3rd and goal. Colts go for it on 4th and 1, but it doesn't look like they make it. There's a flag in that game, so there's a lot of shit going on in a lot of these games. That's a smart play, yeah, because of the penalty. They have to they're kicking it off from the 50, and since you're doing that, because it's a penalty of like whatever, like 25 yards or whatever from the spot of the kick or whatever they have it, so it's usually the 40, but on those plays, it'll only be at the 25. So there you go. Illegal procedure out of bounds, but the Packers only get it at the 25-yard line. 1st and 10. Love, play action, looks, throws, caught. And they're going to stay down about 3 yards short of the first down marker. 2nd and 3 from the 32. And the Rams do punch it in, finally, against the Lions, and they take the lead 14-10. 2nd and 3. Jordan Love steps up to the line. Watson in motion. Love takes the snap. Play action. Looks, just tosses it up to his coach on the sideline. Incomplete. 3rd and 3. 7:30 remaining here in the second quarter. Third and 3. Packers looking to convert here, keep this drive alive. Reed was in motion, throws, and it is to Reed, and he's going to get that first down and more. 50, 45, down to the 39 of the Broncos. First down, Packers. $29-yard gain. 1st and 10 from the 39 for the Packers. Love walks up to the line. Jordan Love takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff. Handoff to Jacobs, and Jacobs is going to get about 8 yards down to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 2. We got a little pushing and shoving here. A little bad blood between the Packers and the Broncos here. Yeah, I mentioned her, so there we go. Bad blood. Hi, Taylor. How are you? Good to see you. Love the outfit. Under 6 minutes now to play. 5:56, 5:55. And the Packers are going to take their first timeout. '49ers, they're facing a 3rd and 3 from the Tennessee 23-yard line, leading 14-10. Colts, they got a field goal, and they have the lead over the Seahawks once again, 6-3 in that game. Seattle's going to have 1st and 10 from their own 18-yard line. Lions, they have the ball, 1st and 10 all the way down at the Rams' 13-yard line, as they're looking to get back into control of this game and get the lead back here. As far as the game that we're watching right now, 2nd and 2 coming up here from the 31-yard line. Jordan Love under center takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff to Josh Jacobs, and Jacobs is going to run it all the way down to the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10 to go for the Denver Broncos defense against this Green Bay Packers offense, who just got that first down. I saved myself on that one. Maybe I've had a little too much to drink. Well, that's what happens with the Giants. I said you're watching it with a drunk degenerate, so that's happening. The Giants drove me to this. I was fine with drinking coffee. I have to do this. I'll probably have coffee after this, though. I can't do that all day. Oh, that's what Amon-Ra St. Brown had a huge run down the field there for the Lions. First and 10 from the 20. Jordan Love steps back. He looks. He throws. Caught by Reed, and he ducks back inside and gets a first down. We have a flag down, though. What is this? Is this going to be coming back? Illegal use of hands. Hands to the face against the Broncos. Penalty is declined. First down for the Packers. First and goal down at the 9-yard line. Packers moving the ball. ELS. He is in a froth. He is in a lather as this Packers offense is moving the ball very well against this Denver Broncos defense. This vaunted Denver Broncos defense, as many people have said. We'll see what they can do here. Right now, the Green Bay Packers having 8.3 yards per play against such a great defense. We've got another flag down here, and that's going to be a touchdown for Jacobs, but let's see what the flag is first. Flag is down, flag is down, flag is down. Illegal shift against the Packers. 5-yard penalty. Move them back. It's going to be first and goal now from the 14-yard line. So the Packers look like they got the lead back, but instead so first and goal from the 14. What happens? What's going down? Jordan Love's in shotgun. Got trips to his left. Play clock at 3. He throws incomplete. Musgrave drops the ball. Second and goal from the 14. The Lions and Amon-Ra St. Brown, they score a touchdown as they take the lead once again over the Rams. The extra point is up and good. 17-14, the Lions lead against the Los Angeles Rams. Packers on second and goal from the 14-yard line after the illegal shift penalty eliminated a touchdown for the Packers. As we have the Packers have called their second timeout with 4:44 remaining. Hey, the Saints tied it up against the Panthers, 7-7 there at the Dome. I said the Saints were not going to be an easy out. They are not an easy out. Pecan, of course, our resident Saints fan. He's a little down on his team. I think, when your record is what it is, as a Giants fan, you can't help but be disappointed. But at least with the Saints, as I've brought it up all year, they fight every single game. They play well every single game to the best of their ability. They're not very talented, but they are a very tough out, and they're proving that today. Tied 7-7 against the Panthers. Jordan Love on second and goal, escaping pressure, rolls out, still escapes, throws. There's a flag down, incomplete. What is this flag going to be? Holding on the Packers. Broncos decline the penalty, but we count all flags. That's why it's a flag counter, not a penalty counter. So now it's going to be third and goal from the 14-yard line for the Packers. Can they get this into the end zone, or are they going to have to settle for another 3 points? You can't keep settling for 3. If the Broncos, even if they're not playing better than you, like that's the thing. The Packers are playing well, but they're settling for field goals. You have to get 6. You got to get into the end zone. Jordan Love back, looks, throws, caught! And he had control the whole way. That is a touchdown, Packers. What a hell of a catch by Jacobs. Unbelievable catch. And that's exactly what you need if you're the Green Bay Packers. Touchdown, Packers. Touchdown any way you look at it. Holds complete control of the ball. Ball's not moving. Feet are down. That is a great catch. Zach Tom, injured Packer on the field. After that play, that is not great. But the Packers do get on the board. Will they go for two, or will they just go for the extra point? Will they go for the full touchdown lead, or will they settle for just being ahead 6 points? We will find out when we come back from this injury timeout. Colts moving the ball against the Seahawks. They are at the 42-yard line of the Seahawks. 1st and 10 for the Seahawks. For the Colts, pardon me. 49ers 14, Titans 10. 49ers have the ball with 4th and 11 at the Tennessee 15. It appears like the Niners will go for a field goal here. Panthers, they have 1st and 10 from the Saints' 21-yard line. Right on the edge of field goal range. Rams, they have a 3rd and 5 from their own 45. 4:06 remaining there against the Detroit Lions at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles. And I'll say this, too, because I know some people were asking me a question like, why are you covering the Packers-Broncos game? Seems like this is, maybe the Lions-Rams would have been a better choice or something like that. I felt like I had to because I've talked so much shit about the Broncos. By the way, the Packers going to just go for the extra point here. Snap, hold, kick is up, and McManus makes it a full 6-point game. 13-7, Packers lead over the Denver Broncos at Mile High Stadium in Denver. 4:29 remaining in the second quarter. I've talked so much shit about the Broncos, calling them how they are not a good team. They're 11-2, but they are not an 11-2 team. They're lucky breaks away from being, honestly, 7-6, like around there, even 6-7. Don't say it. I was thinking like that. That's what they're. So I've talked so much about them. Like, might as well cover a game with them. And then if they do well against the Packers, then I shut my mouth. I'm like, hey, you know what? I'll shut the fuck up about it. But then if the Broncos show that they're not this great team that everybody thinks they are, I get to do a little bit of, hate to say so, told you so. But maybe I told you so. Maybe get a little bit of that in there. So, not that I want to be one of those guys that says I told you so, but I'm totally one of those guys that love saying I told you so. Gretty says that the Rams' drive ended with a Stafford sack and a punt. They had to punt it away to the Lions there. Lions are going to have the ball 1st and 10 from their own 20. Gretty also says, what the fuck is going on with Seattle? Hey, listen, I said maybe just having something stable. with that quarterback position, like I said, we have Daniel Jones is injured. Your rookie Riley Leonard is injured. Obviously, Anthony Richardson is probably going to be out for the season with that orbital bone fracture. And honestly, I think the career is a worry for Anthony Richardson at this point. Just having something stable at quarterback again, and Phillip Rivers at 44. Yeah, you're not asking him to run. You're not asking him to be a massive superstar, but just to be stable enough to keep the offense going, game manager, run the offense. I think that works. I think, and right now it's working for the Colts against the Seattle team, who I think we all think is better than the Colts. We all think that Seattle's a great team here. 1st and 10 for the Broncos, and it's going to be a 8-yard gain on first down. 2nd and 2, now from the 36-yard line. So that was my whole point. I think it's a very I think it is a case of that, of just being stable enough, and the Panthers just sneak a field goal in to take a 3-point lead. Wide open! Sutton gets it all the way down to the Packers' 23-yard line. First down, Broncos. 42-yard gain. Holy shit. First and 10, Broncos up at the line. Nix in shotgun, takes the snap, looks, throws. That's going to be caught down at the 17-yard line. 2nd and 5, upcoming 5-yard gain there for the Broncos. Approaching 3 minutes here in the second quarter. Bo Nix directing traffic here in a hurry-up offense there for the Broncos. In shotgun. Quick throw, almost intercepted, but instead it is Franklin. He's going to get it down to the 9. They're going to say 7. 1st and goal for the Broncos. The Packers were this close away from a pick six. Oh, he wasn't down. He wasn't down. They're trying to say he wasn't down. Let's see. He's not down. Oh, wow. They called him down, and he wasn't. Oh, no. Crafty says, yeah, the ref stole a touchdown from the Broncos. Indeed, they did. Broncos take a timeout. But, yeah, that's it. There's nothing you can do about that. They call the play dead. The play's dead. Well, here we go. Yeah, I was going to say, there's nothing you can do about it. They're trying to wonder. You can't review that. You're not down, but they call it down, so it doesn't matter. It goes by what the refs called. Play is dead. So from the 7, 1st and goal for the Broncos. Bo Nix. That's going to be a handoff to Harvey. He gets 3 yards, maybe 2. 2nd and goal from the 5. And we have hit 2-minute warning in Denver. By the way, here we go. The Lions are facing a 3rd and 8. They're going to be a yard short, 4th and 1, coming up for the Lions against the Rams. Colts, 3rd and 3 from the Seattle 7-yard line. Let's see what they could do here. On red zone, they're still got a 2nd and 7 from the 11. So that's why I'm a little behind there, as you could tell. As red zone is a little bit behind. So they're going to face now a 3rd and 3 from the 7-yard line of the Seahawks. Can the Colts do something on this drive? Colts take a timeout. They have 1 remaining. They got 3rd and 3, and let's see what happens. On this drive. Phillip Rivers in the huddle, calling the play. They're going to say 4 on here. It was 3rd and 3 on the website. It's 3rd and 4 they're calling here. Rivers calls man in motion. He's in shotgun. Seahawks showing pressure. Rivers takes the snap, throws. That's going to be caught, and a touchdown for the Colts. And Phillip Rivers, as he has thrown a touchdown in the NFL after being out of the league for 5 years and being 44 years old, Phillip Rivers leads a touchdown drive for the Colts as they have a 12-3 lead. Extra point will make it 13-3. An extra point is indeed up and good for the Colts, 13-3. Colts lead in Seattle. Let's go Colts, man. Come on. I know I picked Seahawks, but I'm rooting like hell for the Colts. So here we go. 2nd and goal coming up here. Bo Nix takes a snap, looks, throws. That is going to be caught. Lil Jordan Humphrey gets the catch. Touchdown, Denver Broncos. As I've hit the wrong button. And I again hit the wrong button because that's not who scored. It was the Broncos who scored. And the Broncos make it 13-13. Extra point away from taking the lead yet again. Snap, hold, kick is up, and boy, just sneaks it in there, but it is in. And it is now 14-13. The Broncos lead. 1:56 remaining in the first half. Irish says, great game so far. I agree, Irish. Irish Panic in the chat. If you want to join us in the chat, chat is open. Come in and say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Make sure you set your chat to live chat, not top chat. Up in the top left of the corner of your chat, you'll see a little button, a little drop-down toggle menu. It'll say top chat. Bring that down. Make sure you hit live chat so that you can see what's going on. Because otherwise, you'll miss Irish, you miss Jimbo, you'll miss half the chat because for some reason, YouTube doesn't want to show us their messages. Crafty says that Seattle looks unnerved by all the Rivers hype. I don't know if that's the reasoning, but it's not what I was thinking was going to happen with Seattle. I thought Seattle would still be Seattle in this game. Instead, they're kind of they're doing a little bit of a collapse, doing a little bit of a falling. You don't like to see that. But you see in San Francisco here, they're leading 17-10 over Tennessee. The Rams currently losing to the Lions. And with Seattle losing to the Colts, like San Francisco is in a great spot here to maybe get right back into the NFC West division race, which we thought they might have been done with. Instead, they're right there hanging with these teams who we all consider to be some of the top teams in the NFL. Irish says it's like the Seahawks didn't take the Colts seriously. And maybe that's it. Maybe it's just a mental thing where they were like, boy, they've lost so many people. They lost their starting quarterback. They're bringing in old man Rivers. Like, We should be able to sleepwalk through this one, guys. And apparently, old man Rivers and the Colts are saying, nay, nay, my young little friends. That is not what's going to happen here. So the Seahawks got to really kind of tune themselves up here for the second half and see what happens. Lions. 36 seconds left, by the way, looking here. Waiting for the Packers to get their kickoff. 36 seconds. 1st and 10 from the 31 of the Rams. Goff takes the snap. He's back. He's looking to throw. And he is going to throw down the middle. Wide open in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Jameson Williams gets the touchdown for the Lions. And they now have a 23-14 lead pending the extra point. First and 10 for the Packers from the 14-yard line. Extra point is up and good for the Lions. It is 24-14. They have a 10-point lead over the Lions. Packers. 1st and 10 from the 13-yard line. Love throws over the middle. Caught. Christian Watson. He gets it down to the 33-yard line. 1st and 10 from the 33. Clock's ticking. Packers only have one timeout. Love takes the snap. Throws. That's going to be another catch down to the 50. Musgrave with the catch. Clock still ticking. Roughing the passer on the Broncos. So that's an extra 15 on the end of the play. That's going to put the ball at the Denver 36-yard line. 12th flag of the half. It was Jameson Williams with the catch, Crafty, yeah. It was number 1 who caught it, not number 14. Sometimes it's hard sometimes when you see the game. It's hard to tell. Like you've heard me mention some guy. Oh, he caught it. Oh, wait, nope. Like today, I said, what was it? One of the Giants catches. I was like, oh, it's this player, and then it's like, oh, nope. Sorry, that was Darius Slayton. Sorry, got the number mixed up. That happens. Musgrave on a short pass here, good for 4 yards. 2nd and 6 upcoming here from the 32-yard line of Denver. Jordan Love with 1 minute remaining. That's going to be a handoff and really no gain on that one. Jesus Christ. 3rd and 6. They're going to say 3rd and 6 upcoming. Titans looking to get a field goal at the end of the half here against the 49ers. Their kick is up. And it is no good. No good. So the Titans end the half with just 10 points. The Niners with 17. 17-10. San Francisco over Tennessee in Santa Clara, which is 60 miles outside of San Francisco. You can't even see the skyline from there. 3rd and 6 for the Packers here. Love back, looks, throws. That's going to be caught by Romeo Doubs, the great Kazoo. And that's going to be a timeout for the Packers with 17 seconds left. So the Packers out of timeouts. As we see McManus warming up on the sidelines, perhaps the kick here. 17 seconds, 1st and 10 from the 22-yard line of the Broncos. Jordan Love in shotgun. Love takes the snap, looks, throws, dumps it off, and it's going to get out of bounds. Brooks gets the reception and gets out of bounds. 10 seconds remaining. 2nd and 4 from the Denver 16-yard line. You figure this has got to be end zone or nothing for the Green Bay Packers. End zone or nothing. And save it for the field goal and take at least a 2-point lead going into halftime. So here we go. 2nd and 4 for the Packers. Man in motion. Love takes the snap. Back, looks, throws towards the end zone. It's going to be out of the back of the end zone. Smart play. 3rd and 4 with 5 seconds remaining. McManus will come out to see if he can slide this one through the legs. The Seahawks get a field goal at the end of the half, and it's 13-6. Colts lead the Seahawks. In this game, McManus, snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. And with 2 seconds remaining, the Broncos now trail once again to the Green Bay Packers, 16-14 at Mile High. Puka Nacua with a fantastic grab in Los Angeles against the Lions. Lions cornerback fell down. So the Rams with 2 seconds left, trailing 24-14. 2 seconds remaining in Los Angeles. Looks like they're going to attempt a field goal here to at least make this a little bit closer, make it a touchdown game instead of 10 points. 24-14, the current score. Lions lead the Rams at SoFi. Kick is away. And the Broncos are going to return it out with only 2 seconds remaining. Why not? See what you can do. Time expires. That is halftime at Mile High. The Green Bay Packers holding a 2-point lead over the Denver Broncos. 16-14. Green Bay is going to receive the second half kickoff. And that is where we go. So, honestly, I will say first half, the Packers really outplayed the Broncos. Like, stat-wise, you look at everything, they really did outplay them. It's we got the 3 timeouts back. We got that. We got the halftime. We got all that set up. That's fantastic. And it seems like all the games are in halftime since all the games started at 4:25. Looks like Panthers Saints might be getting ready to come back, but that's the only game ready. All the other ones are in halftime. So, with that, I think it's time for me to go make some coffee. Because I've had enough of the Giants did enough of this for me, so I'll finish this off. I'll see that. But there we go. So at halftime, quick recap. Of course, this game, Packers 16, Broncos 14, 2-point lead for the Packers, and they get the ball first in the second half. Lions with a 7-point lead against the Rams, 24-17. They're at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. The Panthers, they hold a 10-7 lead over the Saints as they are just getting ready to start the second half there. Panthers will get the second half kickoff. And the 49ers hold a 17-10 lead over the Tennessee Titans there in Santa Clara, 60 miles outside of San Francisco, where you can't even see the skyline. And maybe the surprising scoreline right now at the halftime of the 4 o'clock games, the Colts 13, the Seahawks 6, with Phillip Rivers leading a touchdown drive there towards the end of the second quarter to get the Colts up 13-6. So I'll be back in just a moment to, got to get some coffee. Got to get some coffee in me. Get rid of this. Get a little coffee cuppy. That's why I need the coffee. That's why the Giants have intoxicated me a little too much. I blame this on the Giants. That's why I'm calling it the Giants. Pick up a coffee. I'll be right back. You go, again, get some refreshments, take a little pee, do whatever you got to do here at halftime. As we will be back for the second half. Packers 16, Broncos 14. And we'll be back with that in just a little bit. Where's my coffee break? There we go. All right. I'm getting back here, getting ready for the third quarter to start. Got myself a coffee. Also got myself a nice little snack. San Francisco and Tennessee have kicked off. Man, the Panthers already scored a touchdown, huh? 17-7 in their game against the Saints. Was it a touchdown or field goal? A 32-yard touchdown pass from Bryce Young to Coker. Boy, San Francisco starting out quick on their first drive. They're all the way down inside the red zone. Sometimes there's nothing like a good meat stick. You gotta enjoy a good meat stick in your mouth. You know what I'm saying? Nice and salty, delicious meat stick. San Francisco facing a 2nd and 8. This is what I mean. Jordan Love, 17 of 22, 215 passing yards, 1 touchdown. Bo Nix, 11 of 12. Granted, only 1 incompletion. Granted, good to him. But only for $122, but 2 passing touchdowns. 49ers, Juwan Jennings gets the touchdown there, and the Niners start out with a field goal. I mean, with a touchdown to start out the second half there. Packers get the return. It's going to be up to the 29-yard line, 1st and 10. That's where they will start their first drive of the second half. Sometimes you got to put your meat sticks down. First and 10 from 29. Jordan Love takes the snap here. Play action to Jacobs. Deep pass on the first play. Overthrows. Christian Watson, 2nd and 10 upcoming. Rams, they get the ball first in the second half against the Lions, and they are already moving it 1st and 10 on the Detroit 34-yard line for the Los Angeles Rams. In this game, 2nd and 10. Jordan Love takes the snap, looks, throws. He's going to get it to Musgraves, and Musgraves is going to get... Nope, not Musgraves this time. This one's Fitzpatrick. And that's going to make it 3rd and 4, 6-yard gain for Musgrave. Sorry, Fitzpatrick. 3rd and 4. Love throws deep ball. Oh, he had Golden there, but it was knocked away at the end, and there's a flag down. There might be a reason why. Pass interference on the Broncos, and of course, it is their white cornerback, Riley Moss, who has been just always getting penalties against them this whole year, and it happens yet again, as they're going to say he was holding his arm. He's holding his arm. It is much when you're holding his arm, and he continues to hold it. That is a flag every day of the week. So pass interference, it gives the Packers a first down deep, not deep, but they're on the 40-yard line. Jordan Love under center. Takes the snap. It's going to be a handoff here to Jacobs, and Jacobs gets to the 30, to the 20, to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown! Green Bay Packers, 40-yard touchdown run for Josh Jacobs. Wow. And just like that, the Packers go up 22-14 on the Riley Moss pass interference penalty, which he's had maybe more of than anybody in the league this year. And the Packers get from their first drive of the second half what they absolutely needed. And Josh Jacobs, who's on a pitch count because of his injury, they said he didn't practice all week, but he gets the first down, gets the touchdown, 40-yard run. Snap, hold, kick, up. McManus makes it 23-14, as it is now a full 9-point lead and a 2-possession lead for the Green Bay Packers here in the third quarter on their first drive. 13:59 remaining. It took just over a minute and 1 second for the Packers to get their 9-point lead against the Broncos, 23-14. ELS absolutely ecstatic, as you would imagine a Packers fan to be after that particular play. By the way, in our poll, who's the bigger fraud? Sorry, who's the bigger fraud, if it was the Packers or the Broncos? Right now, the Packers leading the way. 73% of people think the Packers are the bigger fraud, other than the Denver Broncos. So very interesting that as the results right now of the poll not matching the results that we're seeing on the field, with the Packers holding a 22-14 lead over the Denver Broncos. Rams facing a 3rd and 12 from the Detroit 26-yard line. They're trailing 24-17. So we got 23-14 in this game, 24-17 in the Lions-Rams game. Rams looking to see if they can tie that game up. Panthers lead 17-7 over the Saints. Saints facing a 2nd and 23 from the Panthers' 33-yard line. 49ers holding a 24-10 lead over the Titans, and the Colts with a 13-6 lead over the Seahawks. Seahawks facing, though, a 4th and 7 from the Colts. 28 looks like they might settle for a field goal and make it 13-9. Seahawks did go for the field goal. They make it 13-9. Colts still lead there in Seattle. 9:49 remaining in the third quarter there. Fourth and 12 for the Rams from the Detroit 26-yard line. Irish said, oh, I didn't read it. I thought you were asking who would win. See, I switch it up every now and then. That's why you got to pay attention. I'm a little sneaky fucker. I'm a little sneaky son of a bitch. Trying to curse less. Sorry about that, YouTube. So the Broncos get the kickoff here, and they return it up to the 29-yard line. Yes, they do. 29-yard line, and that's where the Broncos will start off. 1st and 10. Wait a minute. Where's my koala? I just realized the koala's not on the mic stand. I gotta find my koala. I'm missing my koala. 1st and 10. Denver Broncos. Throws. Bo Nix just throws that out of bounds. 2nd and 10. Rams get a field goal, and they indubitably, and I still got some of the vodka in my system. Deal with it. Lions 24, Rams 20. 4-point lead for the Lions, and they're going to get the ball back here. 9:07 remaining in the third quarter there in Inglewood, California. Hand off here to R.J. Harvey, and he's going to get a yard, maybe half a yard. Is the spot from the officials. 3rd and a long 9 coming up here for the Broncos. Bo Nix in his shotgun position. Man in motion to his right. Takes the snap. Looks. Has time. Now it's starting to break down. He rolls out to his right. Throws. Incomplete. Looking for Cortland Sutton. It's going to be 4th down and 9 for the Broncos. And they're going to have to punt. 4th and 9 from their own 30. They are going to have to punt the ball away. So 3 and out for the Broncos after going down 23-14 to the Packers. The Packers have a chance here to take real command of this game and get a real commanding lead. And the Broncos are indeed going to have to punt here. Snap. And the punt is away. That punt's going to go all the way down. Fair caught by Romeo Doubs there at the 19-yard line, and that's where the Packers will take over. 1st and 10 from the 19-yard line. 12:55 remaining in the third quarter. Packers 23, Broncos 14 as we check in on some of these other games here. Detroit facing, they're going to start 1st and 10 from their own 35-yard line after the kickoff. They're going to gain 5 yards on 1st down. 2nd and 5 now from their own 40-yard line. ELS says, nice job, defense. Let's get another touchdown offense. Let's extend this lead like a giant erection. I don't know why I always have to be so crude in my visionary language, but you know me. I'm a terrible, terrible human being. Colts facing a 2nd and 10 from their own 45-yard line. Saints kick up good. They get 3 points on the board and make it just a touchdown game with the Panthers now. 17-10. The Carolina Panthers lead with 158 remaining there in the third quarter at the Superdome in New Orleans. '49ers, they lead 24-10. They have a 1st and 10 from the Tennessee 42-yard line. They're in command and control of that game very well. Red zone not showing any action right now. Now they're going to show the 49ers facing a 2nd and 2. Currently a 2nd and 2 from the 47-yard line. It's going to be a handoff, and it's going to be a first down for the 49ers as they move the ball and keep the clock running. ELS in the chat congratulating Irish on his Texans' impressive win over the Arizona Cardinals. 20-point win, 40-20 over the Cardinals. So the Texans getting closer and closer to not, the division still up for grabs there in the AFC South, but Texans getting closer and closer to also staying alive and clinching maybe a playoff spot if they don't get the division. That is something that they are looking forward to and might have to do. So 1st and 10, Jordan Love, deep pass, and it's going to be picked off. Surtain gets the pick. They're going to mark him down, and Christian Watson is down, injured shoulder. But that is a pick. Are they going to say he's down by contact? Maybe. As it was going in for Watson, Surtain gets it, goes down, and it's down by contact. That is down by contact. So nothing on the return. There's no return. And Watson landed right on his shoulder, and he is down, and he has not gotten up since. He seems to be in a tremendous amount of pain. Love took a shot as well. So just like that, when you think the Packers have a chance to really do something in this game, to really take control of it, Watson is hurt. It's a turnover for the Broncos. And the Broncos will have it 1st and 10 from their own 28-yard line, as they have now been given another opportunity, down 9 here by the Packers. Disaster class for the Packers. They tried to go for a knockout shot, a kill shot right out of the bat on this possession, and instead, Watson looks like he will be out for the rest of the game with a shoulder injury. This looks bad. He is not getting up. He is down, and it looks very painful. Where he landed right on his elbow, sent everything up to the shoulder. He might have dislocated the shoulder, broken a shoulder socket. I mean, there's any number of things he might have done. His shoulder, elbow, everything with that arm, that left arm, looked real bad. And then Jordan Love takes a shot at the end. Not great. Not great. Rivers and the Colts facing a 3rd and 4. Throws incomplete. Looking for Josh Downs there. Boy, Downs had it, and it was just a little off. So the Colts have to punt. It'll be 1st and 10 for Seattle from their own 7 after the punt. Seems like all these other games are in breaks because we're getting highlights here on the Red Zone channel. Rams have the ball back, down 4 on their own 12-yard line. They're going to be facing a 2nd and 12 upcoming. Panthers have 1st and 10 on their own 33-yard line. 49ers, 1st and 10 from the Tennessee 32-yard line. Hand off to Harvey on 1st down, gain of 3 yards. 2nd and 7 upcoming for the Broncos. Bo Nix. Boy, there's some holding there. No flag for holding on the Broncos as Bo Nix is running all over the place. Thrown. Caught! Little Jordan Humphrey gets the catch. It's 1st and 10 down at the Green Bay 46. No flag for holding on the Denver Broncos offensive line, which it looked like there sure was some holding there, especially on 69 there. No call, though. Again, I'm not rooting for the Packers. I'm not a Packers fan in any way, shape, or form. Bo Nix takes the snap here on 1st and 10 from the 46. He's rolling out to his right. He's looking. He throws. That's going to be caught by Franklin. Gets it down to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10 Broncos. And the Broncos got life now. Uh-oh, Packers, you had a chance, and you fucked it up. You can only blame yourself, Packers. You can only blame yourselves. ELS upset, saying that there should have been 2 flags thrown on that play, but there were not. Pitch out here. This one's going to be to R.J. Harvey. Gets it out to about the 25. 2nd and 7 after a 3-yard gain for Harvey. Harvey's only giving me 9.7 points in this game so far. He's got to do better than that. You got to do better than that, Harvey. Mims, he's going to get the catch and a 1st down at the Packers' 16-yard line. 1st and 10. ELS says, listen, Packers just need to go for the medium pass. Stop with the long ball. We'll see what happens when they get the ball back. Under 10 minutes here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 from the 16-yard line. Broncos hand off to R.J. Harvey. He's going to get 2-3 yards on that carry. They're going to say 2, 2nd and 8 coming up from the 14-yard line. Can the Packers hold the Broncos here? Will the Broncos having a little bit of the momentum? Big Mo on their side. Seahawks, they're facing 3rd and 4 from deep in their own territory. Sam Darnold looks, throws, and it's going to be incomplete. They're going to face 4th and 4, and they're going to need to punt the ball. 2nd and 8. Broncos got a bit of a bunch formation here. To the left of Nix. Nix takes the snap. Looks, he's going to throw to his right. He's got it open. Caught. Touchdown, Denver Broncos. Cortland Sutton gets it. And just like that, the Broncos are an extra point away from making this a 2-point game. If they want to go for 2, it could be a 1-point game. We will see what they decide to do. But they currently now trail 20-23 pending the extra point. And Denver going for 1 extra point. Snap, hold, kick is up, and that is right down the middle. Can't get any better than that. And the Broncos get right back to within 2, right when we thought the Packers might be having a chance to really put this game to bed, get a kill shot. A turnover, interception by Jordan Love on a deep pass to Christian Watson. And then the Broncos just drive down the field like the Packers defense wasn't even there. And they get a touchdown to make it a 2-point game. 23-21, Packers getting the ball back here. '49ers, they get a 1st down. George Kittle not going down, getting a 1st down for the 49ers as they are getting ready here, and it looks like they actually have a 1st and goal now from the Tennessee 7-yard line. Colts have 1st and 10 from their own 24 as they lead against the Seahawks 13-9 still, holding them. Panthers 17-10 over the Saints as they have a 1st and 10 from their own 45-yard line. And the Lions and Rams, they have a 1st and 10 now from their own 47. So all these games, fairly good, fairly close. 49ers really kind of taking it to the Titans. But outside of that, the rest of these games are like one-possession games. Panthers-Saints is only a touchdown lead for the Panthers. Colts is 13-9 over the Seahawks. Lions with a 24-20 lead over the Rams. In this game, only a 2-point game. Packers 23, Broncos 21. So great games here in the 4 o'clock window. I certainly hope that you're enjoying it. Thank you so much for joining us here on Stay Tuned Sports. My name is King. If you like anything that you're watching on here, and I don't know why you would, but if you do, please go ahead, hit that like button. I think it helps us with the algorithm. Have no idea. Hit that share button. Let other people know that we exist. Share us with the world. You hit that share button. And, of course, if you're here on this channel for the first time and have not done so yet, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers and hopefully being monetized right here on this great and wonderful platform known as YouTube. If you want to help us out a little bit more directly, we have a link for our donation station and our merch store in the top of the chat and in the description below this video. Or, again, any amount of donation will be accepted. We will love it, and we will appreciate that. Thank you so much for your support. Actually, just being here and watching us is support enough. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And anything that you donate to this channel would be absolutely appreciated. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you donate more than $110, you get your name in the ticker. Right now, Pecan is still in the leader of the clubhouse there. When it comes to that, Packers return the kickoff all the way up to the 32-yard line, and that's where they will start. A merch store. We have a lot of stuff available right there right now, including, or as we bring that up there, we have our Fuck the Ref hoodies, which you can go ahead and buy at our store, bit.ly/staytunedmerch, bit.ly/staytunedmerch, or just hit the link at the top of the chat or in the description below. If you want to join us in the chat, chat is open and available. So just come in, say hi, say hello, say how you doing. Make sure that you hit the little toggle on the top that says live chat instead of top chat so you can see everybody's messages. 1st and 10, and Jacobs is going to get hit in the backfield for a loss of 3. 2nd and 13 upcoming here for the Packers as that pushes them all the way back to the 29-yard line. Niners facing a 3rd and goal against the Titans from the 2-yard line. Purdy, he's going to be back there. He looks, he throws, jump pass. That's going to be caught by Kittle. Touchdown 49ers. As they start to pull away from the Tennessee Titans. 2nd and 13 for Jordan Love and the Packers. Dobbs out wide. Jordan Love, play clock down to 3, down to 2, down to 1, down to 0. They get it off, but we've got flags down. They're going to say false start on the Packers. Everybody got a little too over-anxious. So that moves them back. 2nd and 18 now, back from the 24. Packers going in the wrong direction. They say the Rams have scored a touchdown. They might have to review that and see if that is indeed the case. Love looks, throws, caught. That's going to be Jacobs with the catch. Gets it to 3rd and 13. You'd hardly say that's 3rd and manageable, but I guess it's better than what it was. Indeed, they did give the Rams the touchdown. They're going to say he's down there, and then they ended up getting a touchdown. Either way, Rams do have the touchdown as they now take the lead against the Lions, 26-24. Waiting for the extra point on that one. So Love on 3rd and 13. He's going to scramble, gets away. He's going to run, and he's going to get the first down and more to the 50, and he stumbles. Gets it to the 48-yard line, 47-yard line. First down, Packers. Desperation run by Love. And to be honest, if he doesn't stumble, he might have ran all the way to the end zone. Extra point is up and good in Inglewood, and the Rams now have a 27-24 lead over the Detroit Lions. A little bit of holding on the Packers on that particular block, but they did not call that. So from the 47-yard line, 1st and 10, big conversion there by Jordan Love and the Packers. Love looks, throws over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Musgrave. Crafty in the chat says the Rams indeed have taken the lead. And that has been a good game. We've got a lot of good games here in the late window. Enjoying the good football. Enjoy it while you can, ladies and gentlemen. We are almost done with football season here. So, like I said, every single time that you're here watching along with us or just watching any of the other games, enjoy the games while they're here because we're going to be missing it in just about a month or so. Handoff on 2nd and 10. Jacobs is going to get back to maybe the line of scrimmage, maybe 3rd and 10 upcoming. Packers need to try to get some kind of conversion here. Third and 10. 5:50 remaining here. And counting. Man in motion. Jordan Love takes the snap. Broncos bringing pressure, and they're going to sack him. He gets sacked. That's going to be a 10-yard loss for the Packers, and they are going to have to punt the ball away.
Too bad your ass got sacked.
4th and 20. Smoke it if you got it. The Packers are going to have to punt the ball away. Oh, no. As Crafty gives us the too bad your ass got sacked emoji. Response there in the chat. Oh, gotta love Crafty for that. So here we go. 4th and 20. Packers punt the ball away, and it is off to the Broncos. And that's going to go back into the end zone. That's a touchback. Broncos will get the ball at the 20-yard line. And we've got a flag down. That's going to be holding on the Packers. So that's a 10-yard penalty added to the end of the kick, which means that it goes from the 20 to the 30-yard line. So just everything melting away for the Packers here. Total collapse here in the third quarter. They started off with a touchdown drive, and then they had it looked like they were in line to honestly get to get more points after making the Broncos go 3 and out. And then Jordan Love throws a long interception. Patrick Surtain gets the interception. Christian Watson gets hurt. And since then, it has been all Broncos. Packers holding on to a 2-point lead here, but barely holding on to a 2-point lead as the Broncos have all the momentum. ELS now begging his defense to get an effing stop here for him as they desperately need one and get some kind of momentum back on their side. Seahawks, they have 2nd and 4 from the Colts 47-yard line, and they're going to get stopped only for a yard gain. 3rd and 3 upcoming for the Seahawks in their game as they're approaching the end of the third quarter. Lions, they're facing a 3rd and 22 from their own 10-yard line. Not great times there. By the way, I did say 3rd and 22, so there's Taylor. How you doing, Taylor? Not on the game we're watching, so he doesn't get to stay up there the whole game. Seahawks, 3rd and 3. Darnold throws over the middle. That's going to be caught. And more than that, Jackson Smithing Jigba gets it down to about the 19-yard line. First down and 10 for the Seahawks. 4th and 1 for the Panthers, and I don't think they got it. They did it. The Saints stop them. Turnover on downs for the Panthers, and the Saints now have the ball, 1st and 10 on their own 35-yard line. Yes, the Seahawks deep in Indianapolis territory after that JSN reception on a 3rd and 3. They went from the 47-yard line down to about the 17-yard line is where they marked him out. And that'll be the end of the 3rd quarter there in Seattle. They will not run another play. So here we go in this game. 4:51 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Bo Nix hands off to Harvey, and that's going to be a loss of 4 yards on that play. They're being generous and only calling it a 3-yard loss. 2nd and 13 back at the 27-yard line for the Denver Broncos. Rams, they have gotten the ball back on a punt after the Lions were in a 4th and 22 situation. And now it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Rams at the 50-yard line. Great field position as they hold a 3-point lead over the Lions. And the Rams now in position to take control of this game. 2nd and 13. Bo Nix running for his life. Rolls to his right, looks, throws. He's going to throw. Almost intercepted. It looks like he might have been trying to throw that either out of bounds. But Xavier McKinney almost gets the pick there. Micah Parsons just destroying linemen here. Jesus Christ. No, it was the end of the 3rd quarter in the Seahawks game. We do the 4s at this game. We do the games that we're watching here, Crafty. So 3rd and 13, Bo Nix is going to look, throw. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be a yard short of the 1st down. 4th and 1 coming up for the Broncos. Do you go for it? Do you go for it at the 39-yard line? God, at the Packers, how do you let that happen? On a 3rd and 13, you let them gain 12? I don't think so. Why is he trying to say he's over the line? He's down there, butt cheeks down. That's short. Stop saying he's over the line. He's not over the fucking line. So the Broncos are going to go for it here on 4th and 1. God, if the Packers can get a stop here, that would be huge. But I doubt they're going to get it. This feels like the Broncos are going to get this. Bo Nix. Green Bay calls the timeout. That's a big one. Call that in the second half. You want to save those. And the Rams score a touchdown as they now are going to have a 10-point lead over the Lions as they have taken command of that game. 28 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. 34-24, Rams over the Lions as the Lions had control of this game early on, and they have just let it go. Oh, no. Oh, no. If you're a Lloyd or any kind of Detroit Lions fan, you hate to see that kind of collapse happening, especially when the Rams are wearing their bone color pants where they should be wearing their gold color pants. I'm just saying. That should be what happens here. 2nd and 9 for the Seahawks as they are in the red zone against the Colts. 4th and 1 in this game. Bo Nix under center. Quarterback sneak. Yeah, he got it. I said he wasn't going to miss that. So that is a 1st down for the Broncos as the Packers had them in 3rd and 13. Let them gain 12.5 yards on 3rd down and 13. And then, obviously, quarterback sneak, pretty easy to get done. Christian Watson has officially been listed as out now with a shoulder injury for the Packers. 2:45 and counting here in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 for the Broncos from the 41. Bo Nix, play action, steps back, has all the time in the world. Deep ball. Almost intercepted and then almost caught. Oh, man, the Packers could have used that one. Xavier McKinney had a chance at that one and just could not bring it in. Hi, Pepper Jack. What'd you find? What'd you decide on watching? Oh, just went to the old favorites, huh? Okay. Love you. ELS screaming, come on, defense. You got to get better on third down. Crafty says, lucky it wasn't picked. Yeah, that should have been Bo Picked. Absolutely. So Bo on 2nd and 10, he's going to throw, and that one's going to be complete. Franklin gets that one, pulls it down. 1st down and 10 for the Broncos as they are down with the 43-yard line of the Packers. Approaching 2 minutes here to go in the third quarter. Broncos moving the ball against this Packers defense, who has been bewildered in the second half of this third quarter. Bo Nix, handoff here to Harvey. Harvey's going to get 8 yards, 2nd and 2. Upcoming here for the Broncos from the 35-yard line. Clock ticking. We are down under 130 now. Second and 2, R.J. Harvey, he's going to get the first down and a little bit more. Gets it down to the 29-yard line. 1st and 10, Broncos. As we have an injured Packer on the field, Walker. Walker is walking off the field, so, I mean, he's living up to his name. Name checks out. Harvey landed on him, probably just knocked the wind out of him. By the way, the Seahawks have scored a field goal, so now it is 13-12 in that game, just a 1-point game. Bo Nix looks, throws. He's going to complete that pass on 1st and 10, and he breaks the tackle, brings it down to the 17-yard line, 18-yard line. 1st down, and Micah Parsons is down. Micah Parsons grabbing his knee. Micah Parsons is down. He is injured for the Packers. Oh, no. He's grabbing his shin and his knee. Oh, no. Micah Parsons is down. Micah Parsons rushes. Just grabs it. Non-contact injury. Just grabs his knee out of nowhere. Oh, no. Micah Parsons, he goes and he just makes a cut and he just gets up and it's up. No. What a disastrous game for the Packers here. They've lost Christian Watson, and now it appears that they have lost Micah Parsons as he made a cut and then grabbed his knee. Oh, God damn it. Wow. As everything has gone wrong here for the Packers, and it appears that the Broncos' evil luck magic shit that they've been doing is going to last them again, as again, it's taking out a team's best players, and the Broncos might be able to hold on for yet another win in a game that maybe, I mean, they're getting outplayed in, but it is what it is. Crafty in the chat saying LaFleur's out there telling Parsons, you get up! You're worth 2 first-rounders. I don't care if your knee's together or not. Tape that son of a bitch up, rub some dirt on it, and get back out there. Maybe that's what it is. But what a disastrous third quarter this has been for the Packers. They started off great, getting the touchdown, getting a 9-point lead. You're like, oh boy, this is all right. They're going well. Then you have the 3-and-out on the Broncos' first possession of the third quarter. Oh boy, this is it. Packers are going to put them away. And then the very next play, you had the massive interception there by Surtain. Then the Broncos just run right down the field, score. Then you have another, what was it, 3-and-out? Yeah, because they went to like 3rd and 13 or some shit like that. Oh, no, they were facing like a 3rd and 20. That was it. 4th and 20, they had to punt the ball away, and the Broncos go down the field and score. And so now we're sitting there with the Packers 23, Broncos 21. And now you've had Christian Watson injured on that interception from earlier. Now you have Micah Parsons grabbing at his knee. Oh, no. And Parsons is being helped off the field. He's being walked, obviously, back to the locker room, holding on to a staffed trainer there. Unbelievable. Unbelievable turn of events. Oof. So, clock starts running again. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. And that's going to be a false start on the Broncos. That makes 16 flags on the game. Makes it 1st and 15 from the 23-yard line. Clock starts running. $20 seconds remaining. Play clock at 12. Franklin in motion. Bo Nix looks, throws, incomplete. He was getting rushed by the Packers. Incomplete. 6 seconds remaining. 2nd and 15. McDuffie with the pressure. Colts have a 1st and 10. Rivers gets a bad snap, and he has to just grab onto it, holds it, loses all the way back to the 50. Bo Nix steps back, looks, throws, big over the middle, caught! Franklin, touchdown, Broncos! And the Broncos have the lead. Oh, no, at the end of the third quarter. What a disaster class for the Packers. What a disaster class for them. What started out as like, oh, wow, the Packers really got it. Packers look like they can get control of this game. What has become a disaster class for the Green Bay Packers. And now they have a fourth quarter to play without Christian Watson, without Micah Parsons. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no, indeed. Oh, if you're a Packers fan, you got to be punching the air and screaming at the sky and yelling at God in the ground or something. I don't know. Going for 2 are the Broncos. Looking to take a full 6-point lead to get 2 points here instead of it just being a 5-point lead with the extra point. So we will see if they can get this 2-point attempt. Broncos are 4 or 5 on 2-point attempts this season. Bo Nix under center. Takes the snap. It's going to be a pitch out to Harvey. Harvey's trying to turn the corner. does not get there. Does not get there. It remains just a 4-point lead, 23-27 at the end of the third quarter. Ladies and gentlemen, the Broncos now lead 27-23 over the Green Bay Packers. Also, ladies and gentlemen, it is now the fourth quarter. You know what that means. Get the fours up in the chat. Because we're here all four quarters. Just like you see the coaches and the players do on the sidelines, that's what we do here. All four quarters. Sometimes 5. Depends if it goes to overtime. We got all 4 quarters here on this game. Get it up in chat. Yeah, giggity. Get them up wherever you want to do. You can just yell it out. Throw the fours up outside your window. Go up to a random stranger. Just scream at them and say, all 4 quarters. Really just make them wonder what is going on with life and if there is a God. You can do that. You can do that every day of the week, honestly. Makes a little... Ooh, coffee down the wrong part. It makes a little bit more sense on a Sunday. But just an update, quick update on some of these other games here. Rams, 34-24 over the Lions. They're facing a 4th and 3 from their own 27. Looks like they'll punt the ball away. Saints down 7 to the Panthers. Panthers lead 17-10. Saints, though, getting the ball 1st and 10 from their own 22-yard line. Yes, that means we will show Taylor. There she is. Okay. Pecan's happy. I'm happy. Everybody's happy. There she goes. Okay. So now we've gotten that. Ow. Punch the mic. That happens again. Titans, they've scored a touchdown, but it's still 31-17. The 49ers with the lead over the Tennessee Titans. And the Seahawks down 1 point to the Indianapolis Colts, 13-12. 8 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter there. 1st and 10. Seahawks have the ball on their own 8-yard line. Own 6-yard line. Holy shit. What a result that could end up being. Wait a minute. What'd you cook in the microwave? Then what'd you do in the oven? Oh, you toasted up some bread. I see what you did. I see what you did. Did we have garlic bread or? You made those, you put, okay. We pepper jack. I was going to say, we had the old bread there. You might as well do that, yeah. Garlic bread, very good. Garlic bread, good. Pasta, good. It's all good times. We're going to have a good dinner. Ladies and gentlemen, if you have the chance in your life, find yourself a pepper jack. Not mine. She's mine. You can find somebody else, though. That's going to be touchback on the kickoff. Packers starting the fourth quarter. 15 minutes remaining in this game, starting from the 35-yard line. Gretzy says on 22. Yes, I did put up Taylor for that. Nobody put up the 4s in the chat, man. It's the fourth quarter. You guys have disappointed me yet again. I'm not disappointed in you guys. You know that. I love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. You guys just watching supports us enough. If you want to support us even more, hit that like button. Hit that share button. Let people know that this channel exists. That will help us around. And hopefully some of those people will come in and hit that subscribe button and a notification bell as we are on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Packers, 1st down and 10. Big run from Jacobs, and he gets lit up. But it's an 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2 coming up for the Packers. ELS says, come on, Packers. We need a positive. Boy, don't you need one. Crafty says, I did. You ignored it. No, I didn't. I'm in live chat, too. I didn't see no 4s. You didn't put no 4 in there. You didn't put no 4. And I'm on live chat. Don't you dare. You put that way back on when it was fourth quarter of the Seahawks game. That's not... It's got to be this game, by the way. That's what we're doing. That's going to be a 1st down pickup there for Jacobs. He gets it down to the 49-yard line. 1st and 10 Packers from their own 49. As Jacobs is going to walk off and get a little bit of a breather. First and 10. Packers from the 49. It does not count, Crafty. It does not count. How dare you? Going to be end around here for, oh boy, no gain. Jesus. Looks like they tried to do a nice little end around, but ended up not doing a nice end around because it ended up for nothing. Is that Bo Melton, a cornerback on the carry? So 2nd and 10 now for the Packers. Crafty says a 4 is a 4. Not all 4s are the same 4s. Throw by Love. That's going to be caught, and it's going to be 3rd and 4. Gain of 6 yards. 3rd down and 4 for the Packers from the Denver 45-yard line. Can they pick up the first down and keep this drive moving? The Packers desperately need to get points on this drive. Crafty says a Ram receiver is injured. Didn't see who it was. The Saints, they're going to have a 1st and goal coming up here against the Panthers. 3rd and 4 for the Packers. Love back, looks, deep ball, throws, caught! Matthew Golden with the reception. The rookie comes up big, and it's 1st and 10 for the Packers down at the Denver Broncos 18-yard line. McMillan got burned on that play by the Rook. Jackson Smith-Njigba with a big catch and yard after catch for the Seahawks as they are now moving the ball. They have a 1st and 10 from the Indianapolis 15-yard line, currently trailing by 1 point against the Colts. Handoff to Jacobs. That's going to be a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. They're going to say 2nd and 10. I thought that was a loss of a yard there, to be honest with you. But whatever. Love. Oh, they did change it. It is now 2nd and 11. He's going to do a play action. Rolls out to his right. Throws in and out of the hands of Fitzpatrick, the tight end. Incomplete. 3rd and 11 from the 19-yard line. Packers in a very long goal-to-go situation. Not goal-to-go, but, you know, they're in the red zone, but they are facing a 3rd down and 11. Can they convert? Somebody in Denver has a lactose intolerant sign. That's kind of racist. Love back, looks, throws through the hands of Jacobs. It wouldn't have mattered. He was going to get tackled right at the line of scrimmage as it was. So 4th and 11. And McManus is coming out onto the field to make this a 1-point game. It'll be a field goal, and it would be 27-26 if McManus gets this through. By the way, the Saints have scored a touchdown. That is now a tie game with the Panthers, 17-17 at the Superdome. McManus gets it through, and it is indeed a 1-point game now. Packers 26, Broncos 27. 1-point game as we sit here at Mile High Stadium. 10:55 remaining in the 4th quarter. Crafty says, indeed, right up to McManus. McManus the anus slips it right through. Niners still up 31-17 on the Titans. Seahawks facing a 4th and 7 from the Colts 12-yard line. Imagine you'd go for the field goal and take the 2-point lead. It is an incomplete pass on third down for them, so that's what brought up the fourth down, and it will indeed be a field goal attempt for the Seahawks to take a 2-point lead over the Indianapolis Colts there with only 2:27 remaining in the fourth quarter. So the Colts, all the Colts have to do is get in field goal range, and they'll have a chance to win this game. Lions, they're going for a long field goal, and that is good. So the Lions make it a 7-point game against the Rams, 34-27, 7:54 remaining in the fourth quarter in Inglewood, California. Seahawks kick up good. They have a 2-point lead, 15-13 against the Indianapolis Colts. And that's where we stand now with all these games. 1-point game in Denver with the Packers trailing 27-26 to the Broncos. We have a 1-touchdown game in Inglewood. Rams lead 34-27 over the Lions. We have a tie game in New Orleans where the Saints and the Panthers are not at all up at 17. The 49ers really the only ones taking care of business against the, what do they want to win? Tennessee Titans, 31-17. And the Seahawks just took the lead in Seattle against the visiting Phillip Rivers and Indianapolis Colts, 15-13 there. So your 4 o'clock games coming down to the nitty-gritty as we have passed across the 7 p.m. threshold here in the Eastern time zone, 6 Central, 5 Mountain, and, of course, 4 p.m. if you're out on the West Coast, as we see some of the Seagulls on the Red Zone channel. Always good to see the Seagulls looking good, looking fine. Thank you for shaking your pom-poms for our enjoyment. Coming back here for this game, the Broncos getting ready to take the kickoff, and it looks like they will be taking a touchback here. Be 1st and 10 for the Broncos from their own 35-yard line, as that kick does indeed go well out of the back of the end zone. So the Colts take the field, 2:21 remaining. They have a 1st and 10 coming up from the 31-yard line. That's maybe the story. There's a lot of stories. There's a lot of injuries. Patrick Mahomes got injured. Obviously, this one, Michael Parsons being injured. But the Chiefs being eliminated from the playoffs is a huge story. Bo Nix on 1st and 10. Throws. Almost intercepted, but an incomplete. Went through the hands of his receiver. And honestly, it should have been picked off. Just the Packers' defensive backs that were not paying attention. R.J. Harvey tipped it around. That could have been picked and maybe should have been picked. Crafty says, hey, listen, Phillip Rivers gets the ball with 2 minutes left, down 2, chance to win. Can't make this shit up. Dude, if he does, it's a Hollywood story. Nix throws deep down the field. He caught at the 50-yard line. Sutton got the reception. 1st down and 10 for the Broncos at midfield. Actually, they're going to mark it down at the Packers 49. So Broncos in the Packers half of the field. 1st and 10. Nix back, looks, throws. That is going to be pulled down by Franklin. He's going to be about a yard or 2 short of the 1st down. Second and 1, they're going to say he's a yard short, and that's going to be a loss of a yard for the Broncos on that play. 3rd and 2. Now coming up here, Packers need a desperate stop here. They need to hold the Broncos here. They absolutely need a defensive stop here. Will they get it? 3rd down and 3. 9:20, 9:19, 9:18 remaining in the fourth quarter. Bo Nix in shotgun. Harvey in the backfield with him. Nix throws, deep ball, got a man, incomplete. Sutton was the intended receiver, got his hands on it, but McKinney hit him as soon as the ball got there. Incomplete, 4th down, and they're going to say 3. I thought it was 4th and 2. It was 4th and 3. Crafty says, by the way, the injured Ram that he saw was Puka. Puka is hurt bad for the Rams, and Devontae Adams already left the game. Oh, no. So this has been a disastrous Week 15 for injuries. If you're looking around here, you got Mahomes injured. Chiefs are out of the playoffs. Micah Parsons injured. And now if you're talking about both Puka and Devontae injured for the Rams, not great. 2nd and 7 coming up for the Colts in Seattle. Rivers is going to just throw that one away as he was getting pressured. 3rd and 7 for the Colts. Oh, and Puka just falls right. I see what you mean. They're showing a replay of it. 4th and 3. The Broncos are going to go for it. The Broncos have a bidet in the backfield. Bo Nix looks, throws another deep ball. Has a man caught. Cortland Sutton. Big throw, big catch. 1st down, Broncos at the Packers' 15-yard line. Oh, God. Valentine gets burned on 4th and 3, and the Broncos move the ball. The Colts, they get a 1st down as they have it 1st and 10 at the Seahawks' 49. My God. Packers are going to challenge the call here. Interesting. Packers throw out the challenge flag. Irish says, of course, Puka is hurt ahead of the playoffs for me. The guy says hurt. Where's the controlling? I think that's a catch. You can't not say that's a catch. That's going to be, and that's bad because that puts the Packers down to 1 timeout in the second half. That's a bad challenge. Oh, Crafty said, so it was Adams you saw before that was hurt, and now Puka's hurt. So there's 2 separate injuries that we're seeing here. But, geez. Well, the Rams, again, with that 7-point lead, they're at the 11-yard line with a 1st and 10. Stafford looks, throws, caught, touchdown Rams, and that's going to put just about a bow on that one. Parkinson, he just gave the Lions a little bit of Parkinson's disease as the Lions are going to shake out of L.A. with a loss, as they are now up 40-27, an extra point away from making it 41-27. Bryce Young and the Panthers, they get a 1st down after having a 3rd and long. 1st down for the Panthers as they hit the 2-minute warning. That game tied up 17-17. 1st down and 10 for the Panthers from their own 40-yard line. 3rd and 7 for the Colts from the 46-yard line of the Seahawks. 1:01 remaining. By the way, the Colts still have all 3 timeouts. The Seahawks down to 1 timeout. So the Colts have time to play with, but they're running out of downs. It's going to be a handoff to Taylor. And he gets a couple yards, but not a ton. 4th and 3 from the 42. Are the Colts going to go for a field goal here? Colts call timeout. Going to be a long-ass field goal if they go for it. Going to be a long-ass field goal if they go for it. 52 seconds remaining. Colts are going to go for the field goal here. What's going to be the official mark on this one? Ruling on the field stands here in Denver. Group is going to go for the kick here for the Colts. It is going to be a 60-yard attempt. Snap, hold, kick is up for the Colts. And it is good! And the Colts take a 1-point lead with 47 seconds left. Seattle has no timeouts left. Oh, my. Here in Denver, it was almost an interception for the Packers, and it falls incomplete. Second and 10 coming up here for the Broncos. A 60-yard field goal made for the Colts, and they have a 1-point lead against Seattle. R.J. Harvey's going to be stopped about 3 yards short of the first down. 3rd and 3 from the Packers' 8-yard line. Broncos, if they get a field goal here, will make it a 4-point game. So it would make it to the point where the Packers would need a touchdown, not a field goal. Oh, big sack against Bryce Young in New Orleans versus Carolina. That's going to be a big loss for them. In this game that we're watching here, Packers versus Broncos, 3rd and 3. Nix is in shotgun. Takes the snap. He's rolling, throws, incomplete. And it's going to be 4th and 3. If I'm Denver, you're probably going for the field goal here, make it a 4-point game. And we have a flag down. Was it going to be too many men? Did not feel what happened. If Denver subs late, then Green Bay has the right to go ahead and do that. They're going to say half the distance to goal, automatic first down. That's a killer. That's a killer. The Packers are saying they have a right to sub if the Broncos sub. So 1st and goal from the 4 now for the Broncos. R.J. Harvey gets the toss, and he's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Denver Broncos. And now they are an extra point away from making this 8 points. Or if they go for 2, they can make it 9 and make it a 2-possession game. By the way, ELS is saying preliminary reports from the MRI on Patrick Mahomes is saying that he has torn his ACL. So Patrick Mahomes, ACL tear, that's going to keep him out for a while. Might even keep him out for the start of next season. Lutz kicks it. It's good. 34-26, 8-point lead. For the Broncos. Seattle, they have a 4th and 2. Where are they on the field? Seahawks they are in field goal range. Now they're going to kick a field goal to try to take the lead again. Seahawks going for a field goal. Snap, hold, kick is up. And it is good. And the Seahawks take the lead with 18 seconds left, 18-16. But the Colts still have 3 timeouts. ELS says this game is over. Packers can't do effing anything on defense. Oh, no. So 7-27, 8-point game between the Packers and Broncos. ELS gives up. Green Bay has to score a touchdown, get a 2-point conversion on this drive. They can go ahead and tie the game up by doing so. Can they do it? That's going to be the question. Kickoff return is going to get up to the 34-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Packers from there. ELS is upset. He says, hey, defense, where the F did you go? Did you forget that you need to stop the Broncos? Again, Micah Parsons being injured is a huge injury there. So 1st and 10 for the Packers. Handoff to Jacobs. Gain of 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up from the 36. Packers have 1 timeout remaining after an early timeout in the 3rd quarter and then a, frankly, bad challenge from LaFleur on what was clearly a catch by Cortland Sutton. That was bad. It was just bad. Ooh, the Broncos cheerleaders. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you. Thank you so much. Anyway, 2nd and 8 for the Packers. Love going up to the line, trying to change a play. It's loud in Denver. I don't know if you're going to be able to do that. And it appears there's a fumble or interception, something. Oh, and there's an interception here by the Broncos. They're going to mark him down, but it's a pick. And the Broncos get an interception. Oh, no. Broncos have the ball at their own 48-yard line with the pick, down by contact, but it is Broncos ball. And it all fell apart for the Packers. Oh, it went off the hands. Oh, no. Dontavian Wicks had it bounce off his hands and then immediately picked. ELS has given a loud F-bomb in the chat. And the Seahawks beat the Colts after a late turnover there. It was going to be tough sledding for the Colts anyway, but the Seahawks get the win. Crafty, again, reiterating what ELS said before, it is confirmed. Patrick Mahomes, torn ACL. He is out for the rest of the year. Not that it matters, as the Chiefs' season is over, as they have been eliminated from playoff contention. ELS losing his mind on Dontavian Wicks. 2nd and 8 coming up here for the Broncos. Lions, they are facing a 1st and goal here. And they are going to get in for a touchdown. David Montgomery. So the Lions, not dead yet. They're still fighting along, still roaring away the Detroit Lions. Extra point is up and good for the Lions. 41-34 there at SoFi Stadium. 2:42 remaining. Oh man, what a like I saw at when we got done with the first two drives of the third quarter. The Packers had gone down the field, scored a touchdown, got that 40-yard touchdown run from Josh Jacobs. Then they got the 3 and out against the Broncos. It's like, boy, this is going to turn right in the Packers' favor. Since then, the Packers have collapsed. Defensively, offensively, special teams-wise, everything. I haven't seen anything like this in a while. Oh, almost intercepted against Bo Nix. But it is not a Bo Picks. It is instead just incomplete. 3rd and 8 coming up for the Broncos. The Saints, with 12 seconds left, at the Panthers' 48-yard line. Going to be a slide down for Shuck, and he gets hit, and that's going to be a 15-yard penalty for unnecessary roughness against the Panthers. That's going to move the Saints into field goal range. The Saints are going to have a chance to win this game. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the Carolina 29-yard line. He went to slide and then took a fucking helmet right to the head. Did Shuck. And the Saints got a chance to win this game. Are the Panthers gonna? The Panthers had a chance after the Buccaneers lost to take full control of the NFC South, and they might be letting the Saints. And the Saints in back-to-back games might beat the Buccaneers and the Panthers. Unbelievable. By the way, 4th and 3 here in this game. I'm trying to watch 2 or 3 games here at the same time. 4th and 3. Broncos going to go for it again. And the Broncos took a timeout before, and now they're going to take another one? I didn't even see them take another timeout. But, yeah, no, apparently they took all those timeouts, and now they've taken another one, and now they're out of timeouts. That's what I get for not paying attention to the game. Why do I still have Green Bay as having 2 timeouts? Oh, I didn't take it down for the challenge. That's why. Jesus Christ. That's what I get for not paying attention. ELS piss saying, grab the ball, 24, hoping for the interception there. It's not. 4th and 3 for the Broncos. Leading by 8, 5:04 remaining. Bo Nix, play action. He's getting rushed, but still has time to throw the ball. Throws incomplete. Turnover on downs, and the Packers will take over at the 45-yard line of their own 45-yard line. Saints, they've got 6 seconds left here. They are going to line up for a field goal here. By the way, yes, it is showing breaking news. Mahomes suffers season-ending torn ACL, but the season was over anyway. Panthers call a timeout. Trying to ice a kicker in a dome. We'll see if that works. I don't know. ELS is saying, finally, an effing stop for his boys. Jordan Love running for his life on 1st and 10. Throws out of bounds, incomplete. 2nd and 10, 4:54 remaining. Packers only have 1 timeout remaining. Second and 10. Packers need to get something. Looking at New Orleans right now, though, they are facing a field goal attempt, 47 yards, to win the game. Snap, hold. The kick is up for New Orleans, and it is good! And the New Orleans Saints take a 3-point lead, 20-17, with 2 seconds remaining. There's a flag down. That's going to be against the Panthers. Penalties declined. Kick is good. 3rd and 9 coming up here for the Packers in this game. We got a lot going on here in these late games. Love on 3rd and 9. Steps back. Throws. It's going to be caught. Golden gets the first down. 1st and 10 down at the Denver 43-yard line. They are moving the ball now, and they need to. Time is of the essence. Jordan Love is in shotgun. 1st and 10, 4:41 remaining. Handoff to Brooks, and Brooks is going to get 3 yards. If that, they say only 2 yards. 2nd and 8 coming up. Saints have to kick the ball off here. 2 seconds remaining. If they can get them to touch the ball inbounds, it'll basically run the clock out, and the game will be over. We're going to see what happens here in that game. Saints just kick it out of the back of the end zone, so it gives Carolina a chance. I figured you would have wanted to kick it in the landing zone. Oh, and Love gets sacked on 2nd and 8, knocks it all the way back to a 3rd and 16. Oh, God.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
Pecan in the chat says, who dat and who dey? Well, the who days didn't score a point today against the Ravens, unfortunately. But the who dats, they get the win over the Panthers. And the Panthers, with a golden opportunity to take control of the NFC South, they let those Saints. I said, man, the Saints are that team, especially at home in that dome. They are a team that does not give up. And they are, again, it's just, it's not. So Tampa Bay now takes the lead again. Fitzpatrick catches the ball. It's going to be 4th down and 10 for the Packers. You got to go for it. It's 3:03. You're going to be under 3 minutes. You got 1 timeout. You're down 8 points. You have to go for it. You have to go for it. Can they convert on 4th and 10? The Saints. The game is over. The New Orleans Saints have defeated the Carolina Panthers 20-17. Pecan in the chat saying, we own the NFC South. That's very true. You don't own anything else, but you own the South. Pecan says, yeah, the Who Days suck. They created it. Oh, no, and it's going to be a sack for Jordan Love on 4th and 10. The thing you couldn't allow to have happen had happened, and that's a turnover on downs.
But too bad your ass got sacked.
And the Broncos are going to escape another performance, and I guess the question's answered. Who's a bigger fraud? Is it the Wisconsin Cheese Eaters or the Rocky Mountain Oysters? And it turns out that the Packers are indeed the bigger fraud, as the Broncos go ahead, beat the Packers here. I mean, it's a face facts here. It's 2:28. Packers have 1 timeout. The ball is at the Green Bay Packer 46-yard line. So outside of a massive, incredible collapse here coming from the Broncos and Bo Nix, which could happen. But, boy, ELS screaming in the chat saying, where the F did you go, offensive line? Did you forget to keep Love alive? They didn't keep Love alive. They let Love die. As the Packers season is going to take a major hit here, as it looks like Micah Parsons himself has suffered a significant knee injury. Not going to say whether it's an ACL, MCL, anything like that. If it's a tear, if it's a complete strain, I don't know. But it did look like it was a non-contact knee injury for Micah Parsons, and we will see. Irish says, "See, we were right. You answered the what's that meme? Task failed successfully. That's basically what it was. You read it wrong, but it turned out you voted right. So it all works out. But yeah, congratulations, Pecan, on the Saints. Again, the Saints division record compared to the rest of everything else they got going on there, that's kind of incredible. 2nd and 8 for the Broncos. Bo Nix is just going to carry it himself. Falls forward for a little bit. 3rd and 4 upcoming here. Yeah, I was going to say, Jim Nance, you hit the nail on the head there. Just injuries. 2-minute warning here in Denver. 8-point lead for the Broncos, 34-26, as they are going to be facing a 3rd and 4 from the Green Bay 40-yard line. Sorry. By the way, the Saints have I want to make sure I have this right. I thought it was better than that. They're saying they only have a 2-2 record in the division. Still, pretty good. The Panther, but this is not for. Oh, it's not counting what just happened. So yeah, now they have a 3-2 record because they didn't update it yet. So it's a 3-2 record in division, which is the best record in the division. They're 3-2. The Falcons are 2-3. Buccaneers are 2-2 in the division, and the Panthers are now 2-2 in the division. So the Panthers are 3-2. I mean, the Saints are 3-2 in the division. Interesting. So that puts the Panthers at 7-7, the Buccaneers at 7-7. The Saints move up to 4-10. Pecan says that Chief Redwood can now spend the playoff season with Taylor. That's what I mean. He gets to rest a little bit, probably enjoy retirement. Let's face facts. He's probably going to retire. When you have a lovely fiance who is worth over $2 billion, you yourself are worth over $100 million, especially with the podcast and everything else that you take into his account. It's time to just relax, enjoy the fruits of your labor, and enjoy the fruits that of Taylor's loins, if you will, fruit of her looms. There you go. There's Taylor. I know Pecan came here for one reason and one reason only. Why am I going to disappoint him? I know there's nothing particularly Taylor going on right now, but there she is in her beautiful Santa suit. Taylor Swift, thank you very much for joining us here. So here we go, 3rd and 4 for the Broncos. I'll leave her up there. I'll leave her up there for the rest of the podcast here. Why not? The rest of the show. Bo Nix is going to avoid the sack, pull it down, run. He's going to be about a yard short. Ball came out, but I think he was down. Yeah, it's 4th and 1 from the Packers 37. I imagine the Broncos might go for a field goal here and make it a 2-possession game. Packers only having the Packers still have a timeout? Or did they take a timeout? But he gives himself up. Yeah, when the quarterback dives, he gives himself up. So. But now it's close, so it's 4th and 1. Yeah, the Packers did indeed take one of their last timeouts. Sorry about that. They're going to try. Nope, they're going to go for it. It's a handoff, and they don't get it. So the Packers, with 1:07 and no timeouts, still have a chance somehow to maybe tie this game and send it into overtime. We will find out here shortly. Irish says the Saints would be a playoff team if they could only play everybody in their division. Give us a 17-game schedule where we just play 3 other teams. play every team, 5+ times there? So here we go. 107 left to go on the 38-yard line. 1st and 10. Jordan Love takes the snap. Looks, avoids the pressure, throws, incomplete. Looking for Brooks out of the backfield, does not get it. 2nd and 10 coming up here. Can the Packers pull off quite a miracle here? Down 8, 34-26. Jordan Love in shotgun. Somebody moved. I think defense moved early, though. I think it was defense. And we will see what they decide to call on this one. Nope, they're going to say false start on the Packers. Moves them back 5 yards. So now 2nd and 15, back at the 33-yard line. Love rolls out to his right, looks, throws through the hands of Reed, incomplete. 3rd and 15. And Reed is down. If they have to stop the clock, that's going to be a 10-second runoff because there's no timeouts to do. Third and 15. Reed hobbles off the field to avoid the injury timeout, which would be a 10-second runoff. 3rd and 15. God, can the Packers get something? There has been nothing going on since their first drive of the second half. Jordan Love throws into traffic, triple coverage, incomplete. And here it is, 4th down and 15. This is the game. 50 seconds remaining. It'll be a miracle, and they're going to need it. 4th and 15 with 50 seconds. Jordan Love takes the snap. He's going to throw the ball. He's hit as he throws. Incomplete. Turnover on downs. That's the game, ladies and gentlemen. Broncos can just kneel on the ball, and that is it. The Broncos are going to escape with yet another win that they probably don't deserve, but what can I say? What can you do? You got to be able to go ahead and finish the job, Packers. And the Packers had a chance to really control this game in the second half. And after that deep ball pick that ended up with Christian Watson hurt, and then later on in the third quarter or early fourth quarter it was, Micah Parsons got injured on a non-contact knee injury, which of course is always bad. So there you go. I mean, it is what it is. And there's the kneel down. And the Broncos will have to kneel it down one more time, but it doesn't matter because that is it. That's a final here from Mile High. The Broncos 34, the Packers 26. Pecan says Denver is for real. I still can't buy into them because I watched the game here, and it just seems like the Packers lost this game more than the Broncos won it. Like the Packers just a lot of screw-ups on their end, a lot of bad calls, bad moves, things like that. Now, again, they did take advantage of that. But, again, with the Patriots' loss and now the Broncos win. The Broncos are the number 1 seed in the AFC. So, again, like Bill Parcells said, you are what your record says you are. And right now, the Broncos are 12-2 and lead the AFC as that. And that does it. By the way, is that our first clinch? I think it is. The Denver Broncos have clinched a playoff spot. The Broncos are in. They're in the playoffs. You cannot knock them out of it. As overrated, I think, as they might be, or overthought of because of the record, they are what they are, and I got to shut the fuck up about them because they're in. They're in. By the way, the Rams were there when they have also clinched a playoff berth as well. So, 2 clinches today: Broncos and Rams, both leading the AFC and the NFC. Green Bay holding on to the very last wild card spot. Dallas still alive. Carolina at 7-7 still alive, obviously, but Tampa Bay takes control of the division yet again. And now it gets down to the nitty-gritty because the Buccaneers and Panthers play each other twice in the last 3 weeks. Very cool. Crafty says, King, back to the excuse board. Yes, I am back to the excuse board. I don't want to give the Broncos any goddamn credit. I don't. They don't look good. I don't like them. It's bad football. The Broncos don't play good football. I don't like them. Crafty also says the Bears, yes, are back atop the NFC North as we saw there on the CBS graphic. So the Bears back on top in the lead in the NFC North. And we're starting to get towards the end here. We're starting to maybe figure out some stuff. But again, I still don't know who's good. I still don't think the Broncos are good. I'm not moving them up. I'm not going to move them up. Maybe I'll move them up a spot. Maybe a spot. We'll see. We'll see if I'm feeling generous. But there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be the end of the 4 o'clock games. But hey, we're not done yet. Sunday night football. The Minnesota Vikings and the Dallas Cowboys will be coming up here in just about half an hour at 8:20. So make sure that you're around and will join us for that one. But until then, my name is King. This has been Stay Tuned Sports, watching here with you on this Sunday afternoon. We watched the Giants and Redskins. We've watched the Broncos and Packers. Now it's time to go ahead and watch the Vikings and Cowboys. Make sure that you join us for that. Thank you so much for joining us. Again, hit that like button, hit that share button, let people know that we exist. And if you haven't yet, please hit that subscription button as we're on the road to 1,000. Helps us out tremendously. And again, if you want to help us out more directly, link in the description below to both our donation station and our merch store. Thank you, thank you, thank you to all of you and to all of your support. Just watching the channel is support enough. Thank you so much. See you at 8:20 for Vikings and Cowboys. Adios.